The story continues, with a group of people being amazed at how they caught a huge monster with the help of a bell. However, Belle is thinking about how difficult it will be to butcher this captured monster. Then, Belle's friend comes over and tells him that he's also surprised that Belle managed to capture the monster. Belle asks for his friend's help, and his friend agrees to assist. His friend also mentions that both he and the other villagers feel safe when they work in the mountains because of Belle. Belle explains to his friend that he didn't do it out of gratitude. He places his hand on Belle's back, expressing his admiration. However, he sadly wonders if they'll have to spend another winter without seeing Angelina. Belle stops and hopes that they'll be able to meet her in the spring. The scene changes to Angelina, and many people warmly welcome her, even though she doesn't know many of them. She notices a man holding Lionel by his clothes, expressing how tragic and dire the situation has become. They're in front of General Muscles and Uncle Silver, and Angelina is overjoyed to see them. They also appear happy and update her on their condition. People around are curious about these elderly individuals, and a guy explains that they are retired adventurers who held the S rank. General Muscles, also known as Cheborg the Annihilator, has magical tattoos on his arms that grant him immense strength, capable of smashing anything. Uncle Silver, whose real name is Dordos the Silver, is a master of spears. His weapon is so heavy that even two grown men would struggle to carry it together, but he wields it with just one hand. Both of them are on par with monsters in terms of strength. They join Angelina, and she asks if they came for an adventure. Uncle Silver tells her they had no other choice because there are numerous monsters in the area. Angelina is thrilled to have them back and thanks Lionel, who is the head of the guild. Lionel laughs and says he brought them because she kept bothering him about it, but it wasn't a cheap endeavor. He doesn't know how he'll manage to live from now on. They haven't seen this many monsters in the area for the past century. Angelina is surprised by Lionel's actions and asks why he gathered so many people. Lionel explains that once they gather enough people, they can focus on finding the root cause of the monster outbreak. This surprises Angelina, her friends, and everyone else, and they want to know more about where these monsters are coming from. Lionel tells Angelina that he only came to this conclusion yesterday, and even though he doesn't have solid evidence, he believes that the Demon King may have returned. This revelation surprises and worries everyone. Lionel explains that he can't be sure because he was investigating alone, so he asks someone else to confirm his suspicions. Angelina wonders why Lionel was investigating on his own. He explains that his employees are regular citizens, and the most he can ask of them is to search through documents. She suggests that he could have enlisted lower-ranked adventurers, but Lionel points out that the monsters in the area are high-ranked, which makes it impossible for lower-ranked adventurers to handle them. He emphasizes that he used to be an S-rank adventurer himself and knows the difficulty of the task. When Angelina asks why he didn't request help from higher-ranked adventurers, Lionel becomes frustrated. He explains that the investigation takes at least 2 days or more, and people get impatient and leave. Eventually, he had to face a group of monsters by himself, and he chuckles with a somewhat eerie tone. Angelina apologizes for her behavior, realizing that she didn't know how hard Lionel was working on his own. Lionel explains that they're all here now, and this is the motivation he needed. He thanks Angelina for her support, and Dordos humorously mentions that it's not just the adults but the children who drive the world forward. They didn't come here without a purpose, and they ask her not to worry. The scene shifts to Angelina, her friends, and all the heroes in the forest. They ask Maria if there's anything unusual, and she informs them about a concentrated mass of magic hidden behind a barrier created by someone to conceal it. Angelina comments that she thought this place was from a high rank, and this upsets Maria. Maria asks why they left her alone in such a dangerous place. Lionel clarifies that it's a misunderstanding, as he sent Maria there because it's a hazardous location. Angelina rushes to her, calling her Grandma Maria, and this makes Maria angry as she reminds Angelina that she's still a young, not a grandma. This confuses Angelina's friend, who asks Maria how she can consider herself young. Maria gets very upset and reveals that she's only 68 years old, and she shouldn't be addressed as if she were old. Angelina then asks why Maria didn't make a potion for her cough, to which Maria explains that dragon curses are troublesome and not something that can be easily cured. A soldier is surprised when he hears about the dragon curse and tells his friend that it means she's an S-rank adventurer, formerly known as the Dragon Slayer Maria, who was cursed by the blood of a rank S dragon she defeated, and she hasn't stopped coughing since then. General Muscle and Dordos arrive, and Maria wonders why all these elderly folks are gathered. General Muscle tells her that she hasn't changed at all and is still pretending to be sick because of the dragon curse, but she said that it is not fake. Lionel urges everyone to calm down so he can continue speaking. He explains that they can put an end to the monster outbreak by destroying the hidden magical mass in the area. The skilled warriors gathered should have the power to break it. Just as he mentions this, General Muscle assures them of their strength and determination to take on the monsters. He shouts loudly, and his right arm radiates intense power, causing a massive explosion that astonishes everyone because they've never witnessed such immense force before. The monsters start to appear, and at that moment, General Muscle and Dordos race each other at top speed to reach the monsters first. Even though they are elderly, they possess incredible strength, as if they were in their prime, leaving everyone in awe. The battle with the monsters commences, with the heroic warriors bravely fighting them. During the battle, Maria demonstrates her formidable magical powers, which rely on electromagnetic waves, showing her deadly abilities. At the same time, Anissa shoots an arrow at the monster, which is infused with a significant amount of magic and instantly kills the monster. However, a more menacing wave of monsters concealed inside the Damaz emerges. Seeing this, Angelina realizes that they must enter the Damaz to eliminate these monsters. Fighting from the outside won't get them anywhere. She asks the elderly Dordos to leave outside monster to adventurers, while they venture into the Damaz, to which Dordos agrees. Once inside, they find the Damaz significantly different from the outside and encounter many monsters that Angelina can't sense. At that moment, a colossal monster appears, and General Muscle enters to confront it, sending it flying before anyone else can react. Angelina expresses her gratitude to General Muscle for his actions, but the monster remains alive. He advises Angelina to move forward and let him handle this monster. She, along with Dordos, move forward. Angelina is feeling confused about which direction to take. She's trying to figure out where the boss monster is. Then, she remembers her father's words about how the location feels like a prick on her skin. However, they encounter another unusual event. Dordos asks Angelina to stay alert to prevent any harm to them. A strange illusion takes on a human-like form. Angelina suspects this to be the heart of the bound magic. However, she's puzzled because she's never felt a drop in hostility like this before. A voice comes from the illusion, asking about its master's whereabouts. Angelina approaches the illusion and inquires about its master. The illusion tries to attack Angelina, but Dordos intervenes quickly and kills it. However, the illusion remains unharmed. The illusion continues to speak, expressing its loneliness. It attempts to attack Angelina once more, and she tries to strike it with her sword, but she fails to cut it in half. Dordos then rushes to attack the illusion, but again, it proves impervious to his blows. Dordos eventually breaks his powerful, magic-infused sword, leaving Angelina worried. She tells Dordos that she'll take the lead, and he can assist her. Dordos is embarrassed because he knows he won't be able to do much. Angelina proceeds to attack the specter, attempting to strike it multiple times. She struggles to cut it as if it were an incredibly dense mass of magic. However, her body moves instinctively without her having to think. She's never felt threatened like this before in her life. She decides to unleash all her power to defeat the specter so she can return to her home and see her father, since these monsters are the reason she can't go back. A tremendous surge of power wells up inside Angelina, making her very angry. She charges forward and with a powerful slash, cuts the monster in half, ultimately defeating it. In the process, she sustains a shoulder injury and loses consciousness, with the elderly man catching her as she falls. She later wakes up in the guild infirmary, where her friend Mary cries and hugs her, though Angelina scolds her gently for hurting her wounded shoulder. She's surprised by their praise for her role in defeating the Demon King. She asks about her other friends, and Anissa reassures her that they are all safe. After leaving the infirmary, Angelina finally comes out of her room, where her friends welcome her warmly, calling her a hero for her bravery in defeating the Demon King. The Academy's director also praises her and thanks her for her service, but Angelina wonders if there's more work to be done. General Muscle reassures her that they will handle things from here and encourages Angelina to take a break. She asks if they will continue their adventures and suggests going to their usual restaurant to eat because she's hungry. Maria agrees and notes that Angelina must be feeling better if she's hungry. General Muscle mentions that Lionel told him about what happened and expresses amazement that Angelina didn't leave like a regular adventurer would. She stayed because her father explained that stronger adventurers help the weaker ones, which is the real purpose of adventurers. And she understands that if she had left, the people would have suffered. The elderly man adds that despite facing one monster after another, it's Angelina's strong desire to meet her father that motivated her to stay. They agree that she has a good father, and he helped them see things in a different way. The Academy director also expresses his gratitude, as if Angelina decides to stay at the guild, her father is the reason he owes her a lot. Angelina says that her father is incredible, as everyone call him Belgrave the Red Ogre. The scene shifts, and we see a man inside the Damaz. He manages to revive the monster and realizes that he may have underestimated the Orphan Guild. He's concerned that the most significant threat is the black-haired Valkyrie. However, he states that he's just beginning and has more plans in store. In the morning, Angelina and her friends ride a carriage, appreciating the beautiful weather. They arrive at a place, and Angelina comments that not much has changed since she left 5 years ago, except for her longer hair. She deeply misses her father, who cares for Tornier's children as if they were his own. She ponders if her presence was the reason he rejected Brodo's proposal, and wonders if she's hindering his plans. But she realizes that he is not like that. Suddenly, Anissa calls out to her and asks for directions. Angelina provides guidance, and as they follow the path, she spots her father. Overjoyed, she gets off the carriage and runs to him, sharing her recent accomplishments. Her father is deeply moved, remarking that she has grown, with her longer hair suiting her. He tells her she's become a complete young woman and didn't recognize her at first. He warmly welcomes her back, and Angelina's eyes fill with tears of joy and happiness. This brings an end to our episode.